नमस्कार एंटायर इंडिया रे चलथिबा स्टार्टअप रिवोल्यूशन को आमर ए ओडिशा रीजन रे भी अधिकरु अधिक बल मिली चलची तथा आमर ए स्टार्टअप कथा कार्यक्रम को भी आपण मानकर सपोर्ट हमको मिली आसुची। तेणु बंधुगण आजिर ए कार्यक्रम को आपण मानक समस्त को स्वागत। आ आजिर ए एपिसोड रे आम संगे कथा हेबा पई आम गहन रे अछंती आमर एक विशेष अतिथि मैडम जयश्री महांती। मैडम नमस्कार।
नमस्कार नमस्कार।
जयश्री महांती हेउचंती CII-IWN रो चेयरपर्सन, लुमिनस इन्फोवेज रो प्रेसिडेंट तथा आम स्टार्टअप ओडिशा टास्क फोर्स रो जने मेंबर। मैडम यू हैव बीन bestowed with many responsibilities and we are very happy that with your inspiration, with your guidance, the entire ecosystem in the state is growing and flourishing. So Jayashree ma'am, as we talk about the things that you are indulged into, आमे आगे आपण को बेसिकली टिके बुझिबा को चाहिबू कि बीइंग योरसेल्फ एज द फाउंडर एंड प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ लुमिनस इन्फोवेज, रनिंग अ कॉर्पोरेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इनटू एन इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशन and at the same time associated with the startup task force which is on the state level. So how do you see women entrepreneurship growing in all these things?
Very nicely you put the questions, you know. I say how do I don so many hats together? ये सब करिकी भी केमती properly हमें women entrepreneurship को देखी पारुचे, correct? You see, I myself basically is a woman entrepreneur of close to 22 years now. So it was very nice because from my own journey I have understood what are the challenges and other things that we were facing. So you know, I also with my own solutions have completed those challenges, and every year I used to take a lot of growth. It is this beautiful growth and the recognition that the government of Odisha saw, and that is the reason they asked me to be part of the startup task force and share that to all the other women. So I have seen that, you know, for all the people who have coming in, I see that right now there is an era of women entrepreneurship completely mature and ready. Beautifully it is ready hi jaichi because all the women entrepreneurs now have come up and wanting to do good. But yes, how did it happen? It didn't happen in a single day. How it happened was we had, I remember way back in 2013, we had the first women entrepreneurship camp in one of the premier management institutions here, and there I had seen the first, you know, seek of lady entrepreneurs. Achha. The other lady entrepreneurs, there were some people who really wanted to be entrepreneurs, and from there if you can see, you have Shupriti. Yes. You have so many who have been awarded yesterday at the Shakti Awards. Shakti Awards. They are the one, they have grown like anything. Anything, yeah. Then second phase I have seen is that we had the AIC program in the state of Odisha, which was, I was a chapter phase. So we had the, you know, the US consulate and the Thai Global coming together to give a very good important workshop for lady entrepreneurs. And there we trained 32 lady entrepreneurs. Okay. We had 85 applications, we trained 32. Okay. And out of those 32, today if you see, all 30 are active. Oh, very, wonderful. Very active in all different sectors of entrepreneurship. You see them you see Amrita Sabat, they were all part of that. So you will be Subhashri Bhanja. So there are so many names and they are extremely active and doing such wonderful work. Correct. So it is this push, or it is this awareness about the various types and facility available for women entrepreneurship has helped them grow. Of course, we have been facilitators, but it is their will and power which has made them grow now. So that is where we want to understand ki, and with the keen observation that you must have made in this due course. आमे जिते बेले women entrepreneurs मान को कथा कहू आ विशेष करी कि जिते बेले ओडिसा रो रिमोटेस्ट पार्ट रे हो, कोनोसी गां गहली रे, कोनोसी सेमी अर्बन की रूरल बेल्ट रे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स मान को कथा कहू, हमको लागे कि एमाने केवल जेमती आमर स्वयं सहायक गोष्ठी मान द्वारा हो, कोनोसी क्लस्टर प्रोग्राम द्वारा हो, डेवलपिंग एनी प्रोडक्ट विच इज वेरी लोकल इन नेचर, ए सब को women entrepreneurs मान को रेस्पॉन्सिव हेबाटा खूब स्वाभाविक लागे. बट जिते बेले आमे कहू कि कोनोसी गोटे इंडस्ट्री रे किछि गोटे लीडरशिप पोजीशन नेबा, गोटे कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर को इम्बाइब करिबा, आउ एबे जिते बेले आमे स्टार्टअप्स मान को विषय रे कहूछु, तो स्टार्टअप रो जेमती फंडामेंटली व्हाटएवर द स्टार्टअप orientation comes as an industry or as a very different kind of business, how responsive have you seen the women? Do women entrepreneurs show, or do women entrepreneurs as you see
से माने केमती ए जिनसटी को ग्रहण करछंती
बिल्कुल ग्रहण करछनी दी एस्पेक्ट अपन देखंतु हैव चेंज्ड ओवर द पीरियड केमती वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स बिहेव करथले की कथा कहउतिले निजे को कम्युनिकेट करथिले आ केमती निजे को प्रेजेंट करथले इज चेंज्ड एंड कहीं चेंज है बिकॉज नेचुरली स्टार्टअप ओडिशा आसी जोटी के प्रमोट करूछु लेडी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप आमे से मन कहूछु आसंतु पिच करिवे आमे त कहूछु अपन इनक्यूबेशन यूनिट रे रहंतु जोटी आपन को डिफरेंट डिग्निटरीज आसी देखुचंती सो व्हेन पीपल कम आउटसाइड टू सी यू वांट टू प्रेजेंट योरसेल्फ
यू नीड टू बी प्रेजेंटेबल
यस सो ए प्रेजेंटेशन लेयर टा वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप रे ओडिसा रे भी बहुत चेंज हेची थ्रू स्टार्टअप ओडिशा आपन को भी जो AIC-Nalanda भी जो अछि इनक्यूबेशन आपण मन को करना रे दे हैव बिकम मोर कॉन्फिडेंट सो दिस इज वन लाइन ऑल्दो बहुत छोटिया वर्ड कॉन्फिडेंट बट दैट कॉन्फिडेंस इज द थिंग व्हिच वाज एक्चुअली मिसिंग इन वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप व्हिच हैज कम ऑफ लेट
and that has also taken them to various world stages global forums where they can be presenting their businesses
and आउ गोटे भलो जिंसटे हेची which I feel is that they have become little bit more experimental and how वो experiment आछि because जेते गवर्नमेंट कहूची कि आमे गोटे डेलीगेशन पठेबा आ जोठी हमर 10टा की 15टा वुमेन एका संगे जाई परिबे त बहुत सिंपल एंड बहुत इजी फॉर देम दे विल कम टुगेदर एंड दे विल गो एंड when a delegation goes the delegation has to be very united in approach because जेतल बाहरु किछि इन्वेस्टमेंट आसीबो कि लोक माने चाहिबे कि मे ओडिसा रे संगे किछि जोगाजोगिया कोलैबोरेशन करिवु से गोटे जोड़े लोक को देखि आसीबेनी they want to see 10 people
a delegation
yes.
group of people
they want to see a group of people
so that they understand that anka bhitar bhi gote network rahi chi gote community achi jota work
community achi gote that is the reason industry re cluster ta ete important
Correct.
that is the reason ame gote reason re jetel dekhu chu tara sector specific business ta bahut important ताको देखि कि लोक बाहर आसंती तो वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप रे भी एई जिंसटा चेंज हेची द कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल हैज एनहांस्ड द कम्युनिकेशन पावर हैज opened up
and that is why now we see many communities also developing
yes
तो आउ टिके जदी स्पेसिफिक रे में जिबा जेमति आपन कहउचंती कि they are now responsive they are imbibing whatever they want to they are very open to whatever the world is seeking for एमती कोन से सेक्टर्स आपन हाइलाइट करिया को चाहिबे जोठी आपन वुमेन मानकर प्रीडोमिनेंस देखुचंती
yes in Odisha तो अपन बेसिकली देखिबे most of them are into handloom and you know apparels every third or fourth entrepreneur would be apparel they are trying but they are not making it very very big some few names are now coming up but they are into that or you can see them in the wellness or beauty business
yes
these are the aspects in which you see more women but it is not that
it is not restricted
them yes it's not restricted because women now are also in other good sector which is predominantly male now you have in logistics
which had a notion that only men can get into those business
packaging industry transport industry everywhere women has come
many of them into logistics
yes
service sectors
yesterday we had Shakti awardees who were from these sectors also
yes
there are startups in EV so we are having all different flora of people coming in now and they are wanting to do this in fact I will tell you what is the difference is that when a woman think that she can go and work it out whenever there is a difficulty you must have understood the theory na where entry barriers are high profits are high so they have to realize which is their entry barriers and if they can cross it their solution is smart their business model is articulate they can go across and get that and that is what women are now doing are daring to do it
very true तो आमे एबे जेमती ग्रोथ टा देखि आछंती लेट्स से not just for the Startup Odisha initiative but also for many initiatives that are taken under various verticals in the government so as we say ki for women entrepreneurs to come up more and more startups to join the bandwagon how conducive is the environment altogether from the industry from the government from investors how are the stakeholders taking the participation of women entrepreneurs
I think that my environment is very very conducive.
Okay.
I have till now not seen a single woman application that has not come to us that we have not taken seriously.
Okay.
Every application is properly screened and done and especially if it is a woman entrepreneur we give it special focus. So government, Startup Odisha and if you look at all the other stakeholders they are taking it seriously. Banks are not taking as much seriously as it should be.
Okay.
And that is, there is a reason bank is not doing it seriously, is because they have not yet earlier been used to women entrepreneurs.
Huh. So that's more of a cultural change
even
that is
even
coming
if
in.
you bring them, even if the women entrepreneurs goes, he says, ठीक अच्छे मैडम आपण पळेबे आपण पठेई देबे आपण जो लोक को जनासुरंग पठेई देबे कथा हेई जिबा. So they are not willing to sit on the table and work the whole equation out with the woman entrepreneur. And that is what makes the woman entrepreneur feel little bad, little hesitant. Because she would like to do it by herself. She would like to sit face to face, sit for hours together, maybe 1 or 2 hours, but she would like to discuss everything, every parameter.
So that is also where we see a change these days in startups, that when we say that these enterprises are all women led, which actually means women led. It is not just they are part of the equity of the company, just that, but it is also that they want a position in discussing the issues, in decision making, in taking a call. So that we see as a cultural change also.
Absolutely. In fact, there is a trigger here. That cultural change can also come up. You know how? It will come up when more and more women will be more having knowledge on the finance. They should have more financial inclusiveness.
Yes.
We should have more company secretaries as women. We should have more CAs
Chartered
as women.
accountants,
Yes. We should have more accountant as women. So when they will go and start speaking to these banks and other, that permission will even become stronger.
Correct. Very true.
This is what is, I feel, is the only part. Otherwise, the atmosphere for the women entrepreneurs right now is the best time. Today is the time for women. Today is the time for women.
Very nicely put, ma'am. Very nicely put. So, as we say that today is the best, what would you reflect on the yesterday? Mane mu koibar mane hochi from the last decade or a few days or few months or years back. Why do you think that this growth of business or women-led businesses had retarded? Why haven't we achieved for some reason that we could have done much earlier?
You see, I'm a woman, I can very specifically tell you that biologically, God has made us in this fashion that we always have hurdles. Hurdles of marriage, hurdles of baby, hurdles of handling them, hurdles of arranging for the family, being the care provider, and those things all were there very, very predominantly in the last decades. Whatever, however higher education or highly educated a woman would be, once she's back at home, there are certain expectation as a care provider that she could not just restrain to give. देना ही पड़ता था, करना ही पड़ता था. हस्बैंड का माइंडसेट भी वैसे ही रहता था, वो सपोर्टिव मैकेनिज्म तो था ही नहीं. So ये जो चीज़, this was the biggest hurdle for a woman entrepreneur, biggest hurdle. All the women entrepreneurs who are successful, including me, have excellent support system at home. We have developed our own circle of network and things. So things move on their ways. You have to be independent from the basics or the daily things of care providing in your life to be able to think about your business. Because you're thinking big, no. You're thinking about your turnover, you're thinking about additional businesses you're going to add, you're thinking about the wide areas of expansion that you have to do. And how can you just sit and think about some other things which can be taken care of by others?
By others, yes.
So that was the base problem for and women were not just able to come out of that.
And we
how
always
to explain it, how to explain it to your families and tell them, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do. So always I tell the women, even our members at CII-IWN, that you have to become more assertive. You have to realize which is the part of the work you will do by yourself and which are the things which you can delegate and get it done. And you must not hesitate to take any help that you require. If you do that, immediately you will become stronger.
And as I was saying, that we always wanted that women take up all multiple roles and excel in everything, but we don't get that supportive, so that she could excel a little more.
They
that could be propelled.
supportive.
Nobody does.
It is like this. It is like this, that if a woman asks her counterpart to say, okay, why don't you come and involve me in this and that, he will just say, I'm letting you do this, na? That's good enough.
That's very poor.
That is support, but that is not support. Support is when you give complete support to your spouse in doing the things that she wants properly. That is what the society has to realize.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. And you see, it doesn't matter whoever performs or excels or does success. It is actually success of both of you. That is what the society has to realize. And women entrepreneurs, they are ready to do it. And you see, diversity, equity and inclusion is very, very important for any society.
Any society.
And that can only be brought about by having more women, more diversity in our areas.
Yes.
And more thinking ideas, more way of getting it done, more better solutions, those all things can come up.
And as a nation, as a big nation with a great population, we cannot let the half of the population non-inclusive to any sector. It has to be very complementary to whatever is working together.
Absolutely. And I put it like this way. I said, if you go right now to your colleges, you find out that there is a boy and a girl, both are studying together.
Yes.
Exchanging notes, exchanging ideas, and yet managing to do exceedingly well. It is how this kind of a thing has to reflect in our business ecosystem.
Very true.
So, if any corporate is opening up a bid or a tender, it should welcome all the people. But yes, give a special focus to women entrepreneurs. In fact, what we are recommending is, we are saying that women should be getting a preferential treatment. Women first. So, if you have a line of vendors lining up for you from 10 to 12 people, you must take up the woman entrepreneur first.
That's how we make it equitable, no?
Yes.
That is how we opportunities.
So this is what we have asked to, even to the government, to everybody. In all our policies, we are trying to reflect that first, so that they get the opportunity first to do it.
Very nice. That gender lens should be activated.
Yes.
On the other front, ma'am, if we talk about single entrepreneurs or someone who has taken a plunge by passion or something, what's the best way to get connected and grow simultaneously? How do you see women entrepreneurs joining a network or an organization? What's your take on that?
Yes, it is a very important one, because you see, when you are a single entrepreneur having your own enterprise, can be a very lonely profession, can be a very lonely business, because there is time when you will have a problem which you cannot ask to your staff. You cannot explain it to anybody, and nobody will come forward just like that to help you. No. So what do? You seek networks.
Yes.
And we are lucky that in Bhubaneswar, now we have got amazing, in Odisha also, we have got amazing networks coming up.
Yes.
So we have this, Confederation of Indian Institutes, Indian Women Network, we have FICCI Flow, we have IWEC, so we have ICC, so we have got huge women associations which are welcoming this women to come aboard and understand. And once you are in the network, you will find people of similar interest, people who have faced these kind of problems earlier. So it becomes very, very easy for you to be able to ask them your problem and challenges. And that is where a woman entrepreneur stands to gain. And this gain will definitely be translated in the better practices of her business. That means she doesn't become alone anymore. Because as a individual, you are just a drop.
Yes.
So you have to be together to be an ocean.
And that's where a community or a network plays a big role.
A network helps you in this way, that you are exactly connected not only to the local people, but you are also connected to the whole global world. So today, if your question is not answerable by your person here in Bhubaneswar, there might be a person in Delhi or New York or Singapore willing to give you answers. So your business grows that way in a very good manner.
And there it is where the linkages try to work, and you make the entire community growing as a whole. Lastly, ma'am, I would like to take your views on the aspect of major, which is investments. So when we talk about investments, of course you raise the point about banks, which is a more institutional financing. But as we see startups manka katha ame jetebele kouchanti setebele women entrepreneurs manka pai gote aspect, gote perspective, ebe bi local investors huantu kimba national level investors mane huantu, we have seen some barriers still existing. How would you suggest to the women entrepreneurs that what should they take up, so that from a business perspective, I don't say just from a gender perspective, but from a business perspective, jane women entrepreneur nijo business re kon presentable part rakhiba darkar, jadwara ki gote investor would be evincing interest to put money into the business and not just having other aspects.
Very good question. You know, I think Durga, this is the most important question, because I'll tell you, I'll just rephrase it. Women entrepreneurs in Odisha are ready.
Yes.
They have their pitches, everything is ready. But the problem is they are just not willing to risk their business with any investor.
Ah.
They can only do it when they feel the closeness and comfort of a proper association, and that is actually fundamentally not possible without another network there.
Ah.
Yeah, so
Very
there
well
has to
observed.
be one more other layer. That means maybe your say AIC-Nalanda,
Ha.
you bring in some investors and you get it tagged in with the woman, they will easily take it.
Take it, yes.
But by simply going herself by
Herself
herself,
and accessing.
asking and showing this is what is my business and please invest on me is very difficult.
that sense of security
The
or
sense of
belief
security is
doesn't
not
rise.
there, belief, trust, how to collaborate, because you see I have a lot of mentees. I have literally nurtured a lot of organization here in Odisha by being their mentor, by telling them things. In the night sometime at 12 o'clock also I receive calls which I have to
From
answer.
the startups, yeah?
Yes, yes. And I realize from these issues and challenges that they face, I feel that they definitely need a very strong mechanism, somebody to handhold them properly for investment. It may be government, it may be an institution, it may be a network, but it is 100% required for them to be able to trust them. In my experience, I had some of the mentees whom I have connected to different investors, but they have nothing worked out. Not because the investor did not want to invest in them, they wanted to invest with them 200%. But the woman entrepreneur was not feeling
Ready
okay,
to negotiate,
not
yeah,
feeling
yeah.
comfortable. So that kind of a handholding is 100% required.
So
for
that
them.
she is confident enough on the shares that she is ready to have a share with.
Exactly. And there's also another very important aspect to it, because I feel till now whatever amount of women entrepreneurship that we have generated, our champions are yet to come. We have a lot of good success stories.
Yes, yes.
We have established entrepreneurs, but we have to have some champions. So that champions we have to create, and those champions will be the one who will actually get that, ignite the era of entrepreneurship in all of their peers. And that is what we should look at.
No,
That is what we are wanting to get them to get in and start to see on the other aspect how entrepreneurship can be so good. Yes, I can be a corporate. Yes, I can be a Fortune 500 company. Yes, I can have a 2000 strength workforce. Yes, I have the ability to have 20,000 30,000 square foot of office space. That kind of a mindset need to be there. So then the woman will start to think on big, and that is what we want, that the women should start think on big, and they should strike aside all those notions about my spouse will give me this, or he will give me this, or she will present me this. No, I should be the one who should drive. I should be the one who should be able to give back the gifts. I should be the one who will give benefits to the family. I should be the change maker of my family. That is what we are driving at.
And that is what women are best of. We say that the best managerial role that any company can have is a homemaker, because she manages everything and perfectly. So why not business?
Absolutely, absolutely. And when there are so much of incentives, when Startup Odisha has come forward, when government is so supportive,
Very supportive,
when the
yeah.
CM talks about so many good things, like yesterday,
Honorable Minister was
Honorable
referring
Minister was talking about, and you also referred to
Yes,
it,
yes.
and he was talking about गाँव को रास्ता
माँ को
and
सम्मान.
माँ को सम्मान.
How beautifully put together.
So, माँ को सम्मान has to be the most important aspect, and that can only come through entrepreneurship,
Yes.
through financial independence, through confidence, and through capability to take a huge team and society ahead.
Very true. So viewers, I think we had lot of food for thought, and especially आम ओडिशा राज्य रे थिबा सबु माँ भौणी अपा मन को आमनकर एई कार्यक्रम द्वारा इट्स अ बिग मैसेज दैट एई समय रे जो समय रे कि एंटायर entrepreneurial community is looking towards a big change, a transformational change. In fact, women cannot be left out, and that is where this session was dedicated to all those successful and yet to be successful women entrepreneurs. Ma'am, thank you so much for being so candid on so many points and sharing your views with our audience. I think this will mark many minds, and they will join this entrepreneurial community of women entrepreneurs, and might be we will have many success stories to listen from women in the coming days.
Definitely, Durga, I think you are doing an excellent job. This is what is needed, and AIC-Nalanda is putting so many things in proper perspective. Like
you.
What we did, the
I-Shakti
the business
initiative,
incubation.
yes.
And here I will also draw your attention to one thing, that we are also bringing in rural entrepreneurs.
That is very important.
So we will bring them, we will try to handhold them that they should become, if they are rural entrepreneurs, they should become very fast micro entrepreneurs, and then from micro entrepreneurs there would be MSMEs.
Yes.
This
And
is
the growth journey will follow.
Yes, this
Definitely,
is the aspect.
definitely.
And there's one part of it that AIC-Nalanda has a big role to play.
We will definitely.
Big role to play. And whenever you require our support, because we want women entrepreneurs to grow tremendously and with very strong footsteps, you can always approach us, and we will come up again and again to talk it out and to tell people about the current trends that will help
Yes.
them to grow as women entrepreneurs.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Thank
you
you so
once
much.
more. तो दर्शक बंधु, आज आपण मैंने शुणुले श्रीमती जयश्री महांती को आउ तांकर जर्नी तथा तांकर विजन को आमे आशा करछु एथिरो आपण मानकु निश्चय अनेक प्रकार संदेश मिलिथिबो आउ जहां हम माने समस्त अपेक्षाकृत भाव में रहिछु कि ओडिसा स्टार्टअप्स माने विश्व दरबार रे अनेक प्रकार एक्कोलेड्स आम स्टेट पई तथा एंटरप्रेन्योरियल कम्युनिटी पई निश्चय बहन करी आनिबे। एही मेसेज सह आज रे अध्याय को एठी रखिबा आ पुणी देखा हेबा स्टार्टअप कथार आउ एक अध्याय रे। नमस्कार।